Hey guys, Mariana Trench Productions here, and it has been a very busy week, with 4 Journey to China episodes released yesterday and 2 today. I've also recreated the very trailer that you just saw at the beginning, and if you stay to the end, you'll see what I've created. It's nothing too special, but I wanted to try it out, even if I didn't have all the right resources. Anyways, you'll see what I mean afterwards. Credits to Octonauts News for the trailer. They accidentally stumbled across it when I shared the title card to them. Initially, I saw it and didn't think it was real or thought it was just some promo for China, but afterwards, I found the very end of the trailer with the ship, and then Octonauts News found more of the trailer in better quality, which is what you guys just saw. Octonauts News also shared some of their theories, so I will be including them as well. A major point that I missed, which they brought up, was a flag on the ship, which I will discuss later. But this video is about the movie trailer, and I will be analysing it for you guys and bringing up stuff which you may have missed. First, I'll be talking through the scenes in the trailer, then I'll talk about release dates, English dubbing, the lawsuits, journeys to China, subtitle translations, and a lot more interesting information that I feel I should share to you. Some of this, or most of this, I guess, is just my speculations, as this trailer is literally all that we have, and even then the quality is from somebody recording it from a cinema screen. So yes, me and Octonauts News found this trailer, and there's nothing else we have on the movie. No description or official announcement, just this video. First off, we see creepy red eyes in the background, with Captain Barnacles and his octocompass and these pieces of wood, or I guess debris. Maybe it's wood, maybe it's not, but it does look like he's in the ship, maybe the same one from the end of the trailer. I'm not sure if this is before, after, or during the tsunami, or where everyone else is. It's also weird if he's inside the ship, how are all the red-eyed animals there too? Did they invade the ship? Who knows? There's also sort of light coming from the top here, which could mean it's open and the ship's on land or whatever. And yeah, because he doesn't have his helmet, so it's definitely closed off. And it sort of looks like there's a dark doorway to the side here, but maybe not. I really don't get this first scene. It does look like he's looking for his octocompass, that's why he's sort of kneeling down. Wonder why it gets brighter there. But yeah, you can't really tell what's going on. And yeah, he's lost his octocompass many times before in the caves of Sakaktin, the Amazon adventure, cuttlefish, manatees, etc. I think we can move on from this. I've translated all the subtitles at the end, and I will reference them to the trailer points. But yeah, I'll get to that at the end with the images of the translations. First of all, I'm going to name all the vehicles we see here. So, Gup-C, D, E, I'll try and go in order, I, K, R, X, and then Pterogups. We've got 4 here, 5, the Octoray, and the Octopod. There are also 2 other fuzzy bits, which unfortunately I cannot make out. If this trailer was in better quality, we would be able to. This one, near the Octoray, there seems to be a light flicker from the Gup or character before it dies out. And then there's also this thing here, near the Octopod and the Gup-I. Perhaps it's a Gup-Q. It sort of looks like this, looks like it, I guess, but I could be completely wrong. It could be, I don't know, the Gup-W or whatever. It would be really nice to see the Gup-W, P, Q, Z, all of those again, and the Gup-S. Now, I mentioned the Gup-I, I'll come back to that later on. That is very interesting to see that. Someone suggested this light flicker could be Tweak. I don't know how they're able to make that out. No bunny ears or whatever. But yeah, there are also other bits of hair. They could just be bubbles or debris. But why are all the Gups in the water anyway? Doesn't make sense. It looks like there are 2 things here as well. So maybe there are 2 characters, or maybe it is a Gup. I don't know what it would be. But you really can't tell. The Gup case's just dying at the bottom here. I don't know why the Gups wouldn't be in the repair station or inside the Octopod, why they're all just outside, unless the tsunami somehow washed them out of the repair station, although surely that would not happen at all. Maybe they had them all out because they were testing or having a race or whatever, I don't know, but it's very interesting. Here you can see the Pterogup 5 clearer, and the Gup-I, the Gup-K, the Octoray going off to the side, and basically the Gup-C just comes straight at you in this scene. I also really love the use of the Gup-X again. I really can't tell what this flicker thing is and the thing at the top. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know. I also don't really see anyone in the Octopod. I guess it's deserted. And yeah, there's no one in the Gups either, so it does make me think that they were all sort of laid out and then they just washed away. Now, Inkling in an Octomax suit. Now this is crazy. It's great to see him because he didn't have much attention in the Caves of Sanctum, but he did play a major role in the Ring of Fire and Great Barrier Reef. We see this blue Octomax suit everywhere now, only. We don't see the green one anymore. They're just like, we don't want to use the green one anymore, just the blue one. In the movies, in the Ring of Fire, and above and beyond the Mudflat mission. So, yeah, we don't see the green ones anymore, sadly, after the Gulp Reels and the Bomber Worms, and they did get used in the Scaly Foot Snails and the Octobot Rescue Sulphur Lake, whatever you want to call it. I think that was it. And it looks like when we zoom into Inky, he's reacting to the tsunami. Later in the ship, we don't actually see him there, but maybe he is. We'll come to that. But now, Shellington driving the Gup-X. It's great to see Shellington's bad driving. The way he sort of speeds off does make it look like, he's still not a good driver, which he isn't. He's never going to be a good driver. If they change that, then, the show will be ruined. But I wonder why they're in the Gup-X anyway, Quasi and Shellington, if it was floating away here. Does that mean this is before the tsunami, or did Quasi and Shellington get washed away together, and the Gup-X was with them, and so they just took it for a ride? There's also this sort of creature that Quasi seems to be saving. It looks sort of like a snake, but it's got like two contrasting colors on it, like white and black there. Don't know what it is, you won't be able to make it out. But basically they're trying to get out of the way of this tree that's falling. I don't see why they could have just gone in reverse, or, I don't think the tree's even in line to hit them at the moment, but they decided to just go straight in front of it and through it. Here's a closer view of Quasi and Shellington. Now, onto the ship. Tunip, Codish, Dashi, Tweak, two turtles. Is that a third turtle? Or tortoise? I don't know if they're turtles or tortoises. I always thought tortoises would be shown with sort of a more spherical, rounder and higher shell, whereas turtles have like a flatter one, which they sort of do in Octonauts. I'm not sure if these are tortoises though. And yes, Shellington, Peso and Quasi here as well. So right now we've got 6 Octonauts, including Tunip. The captain and the captain and Inkling are not here. Maybe the tsunami happens while they're on the ship, and tsunami happens while Inkling's in the Octomax suit. And I don't know where the hell Barnacles is, but we'll get to that in the subtitle translation later on. But I do expect the other Vegemals are here. We see Tunip, Codish, and then as we go on, we see Barrett here on the side, but I do expect Gruber and Tomino are somewhere here. I don't know what the hell these little things are, these coloured bits, but I guess we'll find out too. It's quite a nice ship, but it's a new ship, we haven't seen this before. It's different to the Ghost ship, and I'm pretty sure all the other ships we've seen have been shipwrecks, not actual ones that go. I wonder why they're on this ship anyway. This sort of makes me think like it's a Chinese thing, because I'll come back to that, but let's just move on. You can also see in this image Shellington's wearing an Octo watch here, so this does link to Above and Beyond. Of course, we saw the Pterogups as well anyways, and you'd sort of expect that. I doubt they'd go back to the original series with new content. And some more screenshots of the turtles or tortoises. Now, I have some more images that I've put together that link to what I will be saying, but sorry I haven't had time to put them in order with my thoughts, so I may be flicking through some of them after each point. But I will talk about the audio now. I can hear in Chinese Peso, Tweak, Captain Barnacles and Inkling's voices. The way Peso starts speaking and the music in the background, I have great belief the actual trailer is longer, and this is only a snippet. After watching Journey to China in Season 5, I can recognise the crew in Chinese, and I feel like it was abrupt and not how trailers usually start. The clip is also barely 15 seconds long, which is not how trailers have been previously. Some promos are really short, but this seems like a proper detailed trailer. Unfortunately, the full version may not exist online, as nobody may have recorded the beginning bit, but just started their videoing after when we see Captain Barnacles in the ship. However, the title card says 2025, so within the next 10 months, and I expect it will probably be half that or even less, we'll have some more information. It could just be a small announcement with a description, which we'd have to translate, and which would be nice to see as we have no storyline currently and I can't match the events up. We could get another trailer, or perhaps the same one just released by the officials, but it could be the full one, which we weren't able to see, or I think we weren't able to see. Maybe it is just 15 seconds long, but I truly believe it is longer. Now, the title card is similar to the Ring of Fire and the Caves of Sanctum, and even Season 5, so that gives me hope. When I say similar, I mean the style of writing in Chinese, and it gives you the English title as well. I don't know why they do that. even if it's not for an English release. Why would they do that? They don't have it for Journey to China, but then again, they don't have it for normal seasons. They only did it for the 2 movies. Now this movie is the 3rd one, and season 5, which is a special case. I don't remember seeing too much about the Great Barrier Reef in other countries. The title is The Octonauts and the Crisis of the Tsunami. It's sort of hard to read, but we know it's tsunami, and yeah, we can make that out. That says crisis, and I've got some more images with better visuals that you'll see. And there's this weird thing as well, I just thought I'd mention as part of the trailer. I guess it's just debris or something, but it, it's just there. I wonder what it is. Can't really tell. Is it still part of the ship or what? Yeah, can't decipher that. Yeah, this is the flag that Octonauts News found. To me, it sort of looks like a ghost right now. I really can't make that out. If any of you have any idea what it is, please let us know. And here's another image of it that Octonauts News gave. I really can't tell what it is. It sort of looks like a slingshot here from Angry Birds or whatever. But yeah, can't tell. Let me just go back to the title card. Yeah, here's one which has it in a lot clearer writing. I found this online somewhere. Unfortunately, it didn't have anything else. So perhaps the full trailer does exist online because this person's got an image of it. But we will have to see. It does say Crisis of the Tsunami. Yeah, this is what I meant by the title cards. Season 5 had English writing on there, but of course that never came. In Journey to China, the Gups were C1 and C2, and that was written in English, and that's Chinese exclusive, so perhaps the title card doesn't mean anything, but we can't really jump to any conclusions yet. Of course, I think maybe just the symbol of Gup written out is so familiar to Chinese, the people who watch Octonauts in China, that they keep it as Gup and just like, oh, let's make it C1 or C2 or whatever. This, I think, the title card of the movie is closest to the Caves of Sekak'tun, with the blue writing for the main words, yellow for the in-between sort of, irrelevant words, and then sort of orange for the text. It's exactly the same as this one down here. Season 5 is slightly different, but it still says it in English, that's why I had it here. The Ring of Fire is also similar, I guess, just different colours and slightly different font. The font looks pretty much the same as the Caves of Sekak'tun one. And of course, this is English. These 2 are English. In fact, Season 5 is English, it's just not released. So I guess that gives us hope. The Octonauts have already made an episode on the tsunami in Above and Beyond Season 3. So why did they create a whole new movie about tsunami, the crisis of the tsunami? It's weird, I don't get it, but I guess they do what they like. They find a story that's interesting or lots of information. I mean, even this was a copy from... Here's just a little tsunami thing from the Ring of Fire. Yeah, so this was a copy from the Ring of Fire, which touched on tsunamis. In fact, yeah, there's a whole movie which has tsunamis as a third of it. But again, they just decided to make one fully on a tsunami. I'm guessing there might be volcanic eruptions, or I'm sure there'll be tremors. But yeah, I don't know why we needed so much on tsunamis. This new movie will be a spin-off movie, I guess, now, because it showed Terrorgups and Octowatch, Shellington had one, whereas these 2 movies are original Octonauts, as none of that exists. Of course, Ryla is introduced and she does become an Octo agent, just not in this movie, but it's still the original series. So this is the first spin-off movie of Octonauts, and it's 4 or 5 years after these 2 movies, which is nice, I guess. Been a while. These 2 movies were released very close together, along with The Great Barrier Reef. I count The Great Barrier Reef as a movie, even though it's half an hour shorter, just because it is, a feature length, well, special, it's very long. I expect the movie will be 1 hour and 15 minutes long, or 75-minute long, because the previous 2 movies are... Octonauts News shared this to me and said that Dave Peacock has liked a comment where someone posted about the trailer I did. Dave Peacock, if you don't know, is the sound director for Octonauts. He works at Peacock Sound, his company, and he's worked on Octonauts since it began in 2010. He's there with the voice actors, and he helps them in making their lines go well and everything. And yeah, so he just directs the voices, a very important role. And because he's done this, this could suggest that perhaps the movie is coming in English and he knows about it, so he's just like, oh yeah, there's this movie coming out, people are starting to know about it, so he likes it. I'd be less inclined to think that he would do this if he didn't know about it and if it was something like Journey to China, although we really can't tell and make any conclusions on this. So I just thought I'd bring that up since Octonauts News shared it to me. Because of the English-China thing, I do want to mention this trailer has no Journey to China elements, as you can see in certain parts. We know in Journey to China that Shellington, Dashi, and Tweak all have different sort of suits, as you could call it. You can't really tell in Tweak, but doesn't look like there's any print on a headband, which there is in Journey to China. And Shellington here has a clear blue satchel, not the brown one that he has in Journey to China, which makes it more clear that this is separate to Journey to China, and that does give us hope that this will get an English release, thankfully. Also, Journey to China, yeah, as well as Dashi, Tweak, and Shellington having things. Also on the hats and even barnacles, there's this like white trim, and it's slightly different. And the reason why Journey to China isn't releasing in English, I'll touch upon this now, is because of how bad the animation and everything is. You can see that even in the expressions, Shellington and the Octonauts, like, they're sort of cross-eyed in some scenes, which is really weird. And also, generally, they press the Octo alert so many times when explaining something on, like, an Octopod screen, which is not what the Octo alert does, but they don't know, they just do whatever. So that's another reason, errors like that. And also, the animation is just a bit weird, if you look at this, the way Barnacles is and everything. And yeah, even here, the poses and stuff, and the shadows, the backing and everything, it's just all badly done. I can't decipher if this movie is a Chinese thing or not. The Gup-I is really scaring me at the back of the Gups, because in Above and Beyond Season 3, Professor Anakwick said the Gup-I can't handle the open water. I guess it could have been on land and the tsunami washed it into the ocean, but even then, this does not look like Antarctic waters, so how the hell did the Gup-I get here from the Antarctic? And if it did somehow manage to get here, why would it even be here? Surely they have if they needed a Gup for a mission, they could have used another Gup easily. They could have, they have so many Gups, they don't need the Gup-I, it's not necessary. And if they wanted Professor Natquick, they could have, just brought him in the Octo or whatever, like shown here. But that does make me believe that perhaps Octo agents are in this movie, because if the Gup-I's there, then surely you're bound to have Professor Natquick, because he's in every episode of the Gup-I, I believe. But this does scare me that maybe this is a China thing, because it just doesn't make sense that the Gup-I would be here, and China does this sort of thing a lot, making stuff that doesn't make sense. Yeah, but when the officials in the UK and the US create things, they have reasons for it. So we need a reason why the Gup-I is here. If we do have one, then sure, I'll take it. But at the moment, I can't understand. And also, why would the crew be on the ship? Because they could just be using a Gup instead if they were wanting to travel. It just doesn't make sense why they'd be on a ship. Maybe they found it or something, but yeah, I really don't know. Because China seems to do things, spontaneously and randomly. In Journey to China, they have many human aspects and boats, which are just there for fun and they don't necessarily need. But yeah, it's really hard to understand. But the English side of Octonauts has never really gotten a ship before. As I said, only the ghost ship and the rest are just shipwrecks. So I honestly don't see why they would be on a boat at all. They could just use Gup. And it seems to me that China would do this sort of thing, but who knows? I'm still perplexed by the Gup-I. Similar thing to the ship. Both are just randomly placed in this trailer. It's just something new, I guess, but the trailer doesn't make sense to me yet. Yeah, I doubt they'd go back to the original series, so we're stuck with Above and Beyond elements. And all we can currently do is speculate from from the video that we were given. No official announcements, and there's nothing at all. And all of this is happening during the lawsuits. I really don't understand it. I really can't create a timeline of events from this trailer, as the Gups are placed randomly and the crew seem to be on a ship. And because there are no official announcements or detailed trailers, we can't jump to any conclusions about if this will ever be released in English, and if so, on Netflix or CBeebies or anywhere else. So if you ask me about release dates, I'll say sometime this year for China. We can't say if it will be in English, and if so, when. If it is in English, I expect maybe this year as well, or perhaps next year or the year after. We can't say. I'm guessing the timeline would be after Above and Beyond Season 4. Of course, they don't really care about timelines all that much, because Season 5 is just gone. But I expect this won't have any sort of new Terror-Gups and stuff, and Above and Beyond Seasons 5 and 6 will just carry on. Unless Season 5 comes first, Above and Beyond Season 5, that is. I don't want you guys getting confused. And we see some new Gups in there, and they end up being in this movie too. Sort of like how we saw that clip from Above and Beyond Season 4, the reef-based clip, before Above and Beyond Season 3 had actually come out. So we saw new Gups for the next season before we'd seen the previous season. But most likely this movie, if it is Chinese, then it will be, parallel universe, just like Journey to China. I'm not sure if it's really, Journey to China is part of, if it's canon or not canon, can't really say. And it will probably air around August or the last quarter of the year after Journey to China. and probably after Above and Beyond Season 5, although can't really say if it will be before or after. China likes to squeeze seasons in, and Netflix also added all 3 movies with barely a month between them, the first 2 especially, so I expect Above and Beyond Season 5 will still come as expected, and then Season 6 too, and that will be Above and Beyond finished, unless they change their mind and want to give us more. I keep on thinking there's more to say here, but I think I've said enough about that, and we can finish with these translations. So the first scene, Captain Buck is missing, so I'm guessing after that ship scene, Inkling is in an Octomax suit doing whatever, and Barnacles is missing, don't know why. Tweak says this bit, I think Peso says this bit, and then Tweak says all ships are out of control. I don't know if she means, I guess she means they're, drifting away and they can't, well, I guess, control them, which you sort of expect because you see that's what's happening. And then Professor Inkling said this is no ordinary earthquake, but I don't know what he means by no ordinary earthquake, if, maybe it's a really big one or something, but, they really dramatized the Ring of Fire, saying, it's chain reaction and all that. I don't know if this will be any different or what. And then, yeah, they say this is a huge tsunami, which we sort of see and we can gather by their frightened faces on the ship. The title card just says Tsunami Crisis, and please stay tuned. So we will get more stuff, this sort of confirms it, and we'd expect to get more stuff anyway. And I believe that's all 50 of my slides, and I will share any more information that I find, and I will give more analysis videos if I remember anything else. And I'm sorry this video was a bit rough. As I said, I didn't have time to prepare all of it properly, but at the moment I'm working on multiple things, but I'm especially working on trying to find out why Season 5 hasn't released, and yeah, I'm contacting someone about that. I hope to get that done by this weekend, if not next weekend. And following on to that, I will inquire about the new movie, and I will share any information that I get from there. So hopefully we do get this movie. I'm always, happy for new Octonauts content. I'd be happy if we got Journey to China in English, even though it's so poorly done. I would still be happy to hear it in English. It's always preferable. But yeah, I'd say my favorite scene is probably this Gup scene. It's crazy, all these different Gups. I'm really scared about the Gup-I, what's happening here. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you still have any more questions, please comment below. If you didn't understand anything, I'm happy to clear it up. Again, subscribe to Octonauts News, who helped me out with this video, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure you enjoy watching the Journey to China episodes. Updates will be on my community posts tab, so please stay tuned there. Alright then, bye now.
这不是一场普通的地震，这是一场超级大海啸！海底小纵队大电影《海啸》。